The study of organizational learning is critical for educational leaders. While as in any scenario, in-depth study of the topic would be advised, a basic understanding of the important ideas and key information in relation to organizational learning and education is needed. I am going to provide a brief overview of organizational learning along with leadership and knowledge mobilization. Organizational learning is based on organizational theory and how it is applied in the education system. In their book, Reframing Organizations, Bowman and Deal explain that the same theories that are useful in explaining behavior in both the for-profit and the non-profit sectors can and should be applied in the education sector. The Ontario Ministry of Education encourages the use of organizational learning in our schools in order to improve learning outcomes for all. It is their belief that when educators learn about and make use of evidence-based strategies, then student learning improves. There is a renewed interest in Ontario schools in using evidence to make policy decisions. Decision-making is based on data collected using appropriate research practices. This improvement has impacted leaders at all levels in Ontario schools. Capacity building has been a priority, professional learning committees have been established, measurable goals and targets were introduced, and best practices were shared province-wide. Leaders working in networks across the system sharing their successes has led to improvement in literacy and numeracy results across Ontario. Working collaboratively allows the skills of a variety of leaders to be shared amongst many schools and students. Leaders operate from a number of different perspectives and use a variety of leadership styles. Bowman and Deal explain the four-frame model of thinking. A frame is a mental model, a set of assumptions and ideas that help a person understand and organize information in a given situation. The four-frame model includes the following perspectives: structural, which deals with roles, goals, and policies; human resource, which deals with needs, skills, and relationships; political, which deals with power, conflict, and competition; and symbolic, which deals with culture, meaning, and metaphor. The ability to operate from each of these perspectives when required is the hallmark of effective leadership. While a person may lean towards one particular frame, effective leaders need to be able to make use of all four frames. As a released local union leader, I am required to problem solve using each of these perspectives. Their use in the education sector is broad and not limited to the day-to-day running of schools. No two leaders operate in exactly the same manner. This is not to say that this is a bad thing, as a variety of leadership styles is key to the successful running of the education system or any system. Each individual has a perspective that is important to them and in which they work best. Leaders working from each perspective is critical to success. Ideally, a leader will be able to operate from each of these perspectives when needed. While a leader may have a preference for a particular style of leadership, there are times when another perspective is needed. Different situations and people require different styles. Not only is the ability to move between styles an important leadership characteristic, but the ability to recognize when each perspective is needed to be used is equally as important. Schools and school systems require all types of leaders, and each of the four frames is important to the operation of educational institutions and networks. The ability to transfer knowledge beyond the educators requires the work and cooperation of all stakeholders in education. This ability to transfer knowledge, also known as knowledge mobilization, is one of the important tasks of educational leaders. In this instance, we are referring to many different people: teachers, administrators, system leaders, academics. Knowledge mobilization is key to schools and school systems. The Social Science Humanities Research Council describes knowledge mobilization as moving knowledge into active service for the broadest possible common good. Knowledge mobilization allows for the flow of knowledge amongst colleagues, amongst teachers and students, and throughout the community at large. Knowledge mobilization improves communities, workplaces, health, and educational policy. This happens through effective creation, sharing, leveraging, and application of knowledge. Knowledge mobilization brings together all of the educational stakeholders to find solutions to problems and to pursue research questions. Knowledge mobilization should be an important part of the work of an educational institution, but it is often placed on the back burner. There are a variety of reasons for this, including lack of time and funding, less time to work on research, as well as the organizational culture of the university. The promotion and tenure process does not value the time spent in sharing information with other educational stakeholders, but rather rewards academic publication. Admittedly, some academics do not see the value in disseminating this knowledge to the broader public. This attitude needs to change. Some universities have begun to share their knowledge more widely through the use of university websites. A few universities have even altered their tenure and promotion process to provide incentives for professors to engage in knowledge mobilization. Hopefully, this will be the case for all academic institutions in the future. Thank you very much.